Hello again, everyone. This is me, Ron Peroni, and today we have something a little different from what we normally put up on the web. I was poring over some old video we shot 7 years ago and realized that the material we had put up back then on our website was really not the whole story. So I want to present again the case history of a golden eagle named GoldenBoy. He was turned into a suffering from exposure and shock and a damaged foot from a leg hole trap that had been set for coyotes. I've included a little footage that we didn't originally use in that video, and also at the end I have added something that I hope you will find as interesting as we do. You see, GoldenBoy was released at New River Gorge National River at Grandview with a satellite tracking device to follow his movements. So the second part of this video is going to go into some of what that device has revealed about this amazing bird.
The story here starts with GoldenBoy being taken to All Creatures Veterinary Clinic in Princeton after we found him.
There you go. So you have elasticon over the vet wrap on white tape.
I have white tape over the
That was a temporary bandage that we'd put on his foot there to get him there. Dr. Straight then did an examination to see what could be done for this bird.
It's a golden eagle.
This is a 1-year-old golden eagle.
It's a male.
Yeah, let's get an X-ray on that. Just
Is everything turned on?
no, it probably isn't. Do this, and then I would try to get.
It's a pretty ugly wound. The ointment is to protect his eyes while we're handling him in captivity here.
Fighting that trap.
Then it was off to the x-ray machine to see how bad the break in his foot really was. Here's Wendy and Dr. Straight checking it out. Fortunately, even though the bone was broken, the tendon holding the toe together was still intact, so if we can get the bone to heal, it's going to be okay. From there, he was placed in the flight barn at Three Rivers Avian Center, where he would do his convalescence there. This room is 40 feet long, and it has perches at both ends for him to fly back and forth.
Just paying attention.
Once the foot had healed up, Dr. Trish Miller from West Virginia University came down to include him in a 6-year study of golden eagle migration. Here she's taking measurements on this bird. They made some interesting discoveries that here in the east, the eastern golden eagles tend to be larger than the golden eagles out west.
Phone died. To restart.
Here she's fitting him with a band in case he's ever recovered. They'll know what part, what study he was part of.
Mommy's put the band on. Put the band on.
And here we're drawing some blood. This will be used for genetic testing.
We only need a couple drops.
That's a nice big vein for you.
He was real good about it the last time.
See, Mommy's trying blood out. She's got some blood.
So who's that for?
At that point, some feathers were taken. These were also used in the study.
There's a magnifying glass up here by this little stand.
Right shoulder.
He was quite the trooper going through all this.
Winners that have been working for 3 years now.
Cool.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. I like his transmitters,
I do too.
but you're not far.
And now it's time to fit him with the satellite transmitter.
Just watching him stretch out.
This had to be attached to a harness,
This is why we did. Yeah.
and it's made out of Teflon tape,
I mean, and then you can
and
actually see.
it's very smooth, and it allows the feathers to slide
Well, you guys
around
are not gonna come.
naturally and not irritate his skin. Later on, he'll treat it as just part of his body and preen it and take care of it. You can see the harness there. She's fitting it to make sure that it's not chafing anywhere, it's not too tight or too loose.
We realized, we better go. We didn't want to stay around. Anyway.
It's actually a pretty involved process to get it just right. It took quite a while.
Other stories this week.
And you can see the antenna sticking up there. Now she's attaching it to the harness.
Fortunately, ours are all inside.
Wherever he goes, he'll be able to beam information up as to where he has been to a satellite, which then will be relayed to Earth for the study.
Yeah, we've lost cats.
Try that. How's that? Mean birds follow though? No.
Little fake
Ooh, took
bite.
a little snip at her. That was a very fake bite.
Couldn't do
I
it.
know you could. You could
Hey,
take, you
be
could
nice.
take me out to the mall.
Be nice.
He said, I'm getting tired of this.
When you took her hand over.
This bird was remarkably polite.
You want the biting part? It comes with the rest of it.
I don't like her.
Got it?
Golden eagles as a group tend to be pretty mellow birds. Now she's testing to see how the transmitter sits on him once he starts flapping or moving around. She's not being mean here. This is necessary to make sure that it stays where it's supposed to stay and doesn't cause him any problems with his wings.
Around a little bit, and then I can feel it. He might not.
That's the easiest thing to do.
Well, that actually, even just that flapping feels better. I thought it felt a little tight. But I like the way
Bite, but
that feels.
it wasn't a real
now.
bite. He faked
And
it.
it probably will loosen up a little more. So
If I pretend I'm going to bite her, she'll stop.
I can monitor it in the interim. Everybody ready?
Okay, and now he's released back into the flight barn. This is the flyway to see how he adjusts. You'll see him start to preen and get his act together again.
Yeah, he's got to preen it all back in properly. We didn't get we just couldn't possibly get it right. Look at the head. Nice, Rouse.
There you
Look,
go.
just go in. Very good.
He's straightening out his feathers, getting organized, getting his dignity back.
Want releasing it today. Or just, you know, it'll be interesting.
So now we're going to run him around in the flight barn a little bit just to make sure everything is good and stays put.
Go.
There he goes. Beautiful bird. Then it was time to turn him loose. We took him out to the overlook at Grandview. And quite a few people turned out to see him go. It's kind of cute there. He didn't didn't realize he was free to leave there for a second.
He says, yeah, I like you guys.
And there he goes.
Like I said, you never really
So
know.
now the question is, where did he go after this? Stay tuned,
Oh, he's going
because
to he's going to come up.
this is truly amazing. He hung around for a couple of days in the Grandview area and then did a little loop right back over Three Rivers Avian Center and then shot north, but not very far. By March 18th, to the Grandview area again. Between the 18th and the 22nd, he went out over Virginia. He did some loops in West Virginia and then cruised over into Ohio and then back across the northern panhandle of West Virginia to just south of Pittsburgh. From there, he looped back down into West Virginia and then picked up the mountain chain and shot north, way up into the southern part of New York State, where he then turned around and came back to southern Pennsylvania. And then amazingly, by May 8th, he was back all the way into the southern part of West Virginia. He flew right over Three Rivers Avian Center at least twice, because I saw him, and spent quite a bit of time back in his old stomping grounds where he was found originally. At some point then, he decided to shoot north. And this time, when he got to southern New York, he didn't turn around and come back. He kept going. And kept going. And by June 3rd, he was on the coast of Hudson Bay. He shot across to the Hudson Strait and passed right over a village called Kangursuk. That's a little village on Ungava Bay. Then he went a little south there across the Hudson Strait, and that's where he decided was his nesting grounds. So he spent the summer there, traveling the region, but you can see by the maps that he spent most of his time pretty much in one place, except for long excursions. He loved to seem to travel. By August, though, he'd made a long loop out, and that kind of indicates to us that he was off the nesting grounds. Because he spent a lot of time there, probably packing weight on for the trip south, because then he took off heading south along almost the exact same route that he had taken north. By November 9th, he was back in West Virginia. And by December, he'd pretty much settled in. And he again went back to his old haunts. You can see over in Virginia along the mountains, over the Beckley area, and then again in April of 2014, he shot north again. So that's his migration route back to Canada.